the way to change a belief is twofold. If all the negative beliefs or disempowering beliefs that you've written down, whatever they are, what you need to do is go, how much is this belief holding me back? What will it be like if I still hold this belief in 5 years' time? How will that damage my work? And if you feel it will really damage it, then you need to start to work on shifting that beliefs. And the way you shift a belief is to go, what else is true about this? I know I believe this about it, but what else could be true? Doesn't even have to be true. Could be true about this. Right? Many actors incorrectly think, if I'm an introvert, I won't be a good enough actor. Well, that's not true. Objectively, so many actors are introverts, right? What I often meet, however, in my acting classes is a different question. Because what they have told themselves, the introvert actor has told themselves is, I need to get on stage, and when I get on stage in school, I will overcome my introvert nature. So what actually they do is suppress their introvert self and become extroverts. It sort of works, because if you try to become an extrovert, you're going to become more extrovert. But they actually still hold that belief that the introvert side of themselves is not something that they can bring into the room. And they're completely wrong. Completely wrong. So how do you shift that belief? What are the strengths of the introvert? Yes?
Being able to act with the body language in their eyes without saying anything.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything, right? They're not always on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Chris over here, another strength of the introvert.
Is that, which is kind of contrary to a lot of acting things, but they're thinking.
Yeah.
And they think a lot, and it might perhaps show up in their eyes.
Right.
They're a thinker.
Interestingly enough, in American acting ether, sort of out there, not necessarily supported by any teacher, but out there in the ether is acting, and I talk about this a lot in the other class that I taught online, which is Being in the Moment. They often talk about being in a situation where you are in an audition room, you are up there, and as an introvert, what happens when you're working on camera is that the camera reads thoughts more than feelings, interestingly enough. Thoughts are the thing that the camera reads the clearest. Actors all think it's about feeling. That's out there in the ether, but it's actually about thought, just as much as it is about feeling. Introverts tend to be more reflective than extroverts, right? Extroverts are very good at engaging, which is a huge strength, the ability to engage. But introverts also have the ability to reflect. Introverts also tend to be very good listeners. Introverts also tend to be sensitives. Many introverts, when they were young, were very shy. What is shyness? Shyness is a symptom of sensitivity. The reason children cast their eyes to the floor is because the energy that they are receiving and cannot stop from landing inside their own beings from adults is too overwhelming. So the only way to deal with it is to shut it down. And so what happens when you do that is you become shy. And then you get told that that's a bad thing to be. And when you're told it's a bad thing to be, you try to overcome it. Most of the time in acting classes that I teach, when I come across an introvert actor who is still really not comfortable with their introvert self, it's about bringing that side of them out. And they're beginning to understand that their introvert self as an actor is just as much a strength as the extrovert actor has their strengths. And once you accept it, you can also begin to develop the other side. Okay? So when you want to shift a belief, you have to understand that other things are always true. Because it's a belief, it's not a fact. You have to accept certain things when they're facts, and if there's a fact, then you want to change the fact, then you have to do something about it. But most of the time, it's just about shifting the beliefs. So to manage your inner life, you need to work with your posture, you need to work with your breath, you need to work with your face. Speak through your eyes when you're engaging people, not just through your mouth. You need to know what questions are going through your mind, particularly negative or neutral questions, and you need to put a presupposition before them to change the nature of the question. You need to do this before you go in the room. What are the questions? As you're driving to the audition, what are the questions that are going through my mind?